Good morning, everybody. How you doing today? My name's Andrew.
I'm Daniel.
I'm Maddie.
I'm Jason.
I'm Matt. I'm Aaliyah. I'm Megan.
I'm Kelly.
And we're some of the Veggie Boys.
And Dad.
And we'd like to thank you for stopping by. If you're new here, please consider subscribing because we can grow a lot of stuff on the farm, but one thing we can't grow is this channel without your help. Welcome back, everyone. It's nice to have you with us today. We have had quite a busy morning. We've got the animals all taken care of. We've been dealing with some sloppy weather, and we've got a cool, cloudy day on our hands today. The first big thing I want to talk about today is this chicken pen. You may notice it's empty. It's very empty. And there's a good reason for that. Dad and Daniel just took the last of the chickens that we had in here to the local auction. So the batch of chickens we purchased about 3 years ago has now moved on. We're getting ready to put a new batch of chickens into this pen, and we should be picking them up relatively shortly. For those of you that don't know what's going on, every couple of years we'll get new batches of chickens in. Big reason for that is production. So there comes a point where a chicken will start eating more feed than producing eggs, and it's no longer cost effective for us to sell the eggs in the farm market. Having farm fresh eggs is a big draw for a lot of people in the local community, and if you have farm fresh eggs, well, that means they're gonna come in and purchase other things. However, if you're raising a product at a near loss, that's not a good thing. And with the price of feed going up, with the price of just labor going up in general, you know, it can be a little cost effective if you have new chickens, but sometimes the older chickens, it's not as cost effective. So what we did is we got the pen all cleaned up. We put in fresh bedding, we put in some extra straw, another nest box, and very shortly, we're gonna be moving new chickens into here. So right now, Daniel and Dad are on their way to the auction, getting that all taken care of. We just had to get them loaded up this morning. And you heard me mention that it is pretty sloppy. We got a decent amount of rain over the past few days. It'd be like a major swamp down here if we hadn't been working on the drainage so much the past year. Thankfully, the drainage has helped to keep things drier than normal, a lot drier than normal. Some of you may be curious what the big plans are for the day. I believe we have some picking scheduled for later on. I'm not 100% sure what we need. You may have saw the peppers are looking a little rough out in the fields. That's due to a freeze that we had recently received. The freeze definitely beat up the plants. I think we can still harvest a little bit of the peppers, but that's yet to be seen. We're gonna have to go out there and do a little more research. I thought we were gonna be heading out to the fields a little bit later on than we actually are. I was talking to Matthew for a few minutes, and he said an order for cabbage came in late this morning. So what we're doing right now is grabbing a bin, and Matthew and I are gonna head out and get some cabbage picked. Hey everyone, before we continue on with today's video, I have to talk about today's sponsor, Reolink, and a special product that they've provided us with, the Elite Floodlight Wi-Fi. As many of you know, safety and security is very important to us here on the farm. We've got a lot to look after, and Reolink is making sure we are 100% taken care of. This new product from Reolink has quite a few features that I'm really looking forward to using. One of the key features is the powerful floodlights for nighttime use. With adjustable brightness settings that can reach up to 3,000 lumens, this thing can light up any space that you need it to. Now this product comes with a whole host of features, but there are a few key features that I like the most. One of those features is that it has a 180-degree field of view, making you blind spot free in 4K quality. Another thing this product has that is very important to us is the intelligent dynamic detection. It will notice things like people, cars, or animals. And you can see where we are. It's important that we light this up because if the cattle get out, we'll be able to know sooner rather than later, which is very important to us. And we receive instant notifications to the app that we have on our phone. The app is very, very helpful. It allows us to control and use the camera from a different location. It also allows us to take pictures and look for different things that are taking place on the camera. Another thing I have to mention is the AI search feature. It's a key function of this specific series that Reolink is offering, and it helps users to quickly locate recordings by simply entering a keyword. Now, a key feature that I really like is that you're able to light up an entire area. For your home or for your business, this is very, very important because it helps you to get a full understanding of what is going on. Where we have our camera, if the animals were able to get out, we would be able to see exactly where they were going and how they got out, which makes us very, very happy. There are so many different reasons why we like this camera and reasons I would recommend you to try it out. If you'd like to try it, please check the link in our description and pick one up for yourself. I highly recommend it. Thank you, everybody, and thank you to RealLink for sponsoring today's video and helping to keep us safe. Some nice cabbage.
We're gonna need 10 baskets to put that for. $5.
Now, obviously today on the farm it is on the gloomier side, but thankfully it's not like super, super cold. The cabbage is all completely soaked right now, and when you're picking cabbage and it's super, super cold and your hands get all wet, your clothes get all wet, that's not fun at all. But thankfully, you know, we're just getting wet, but it's not cold, which I'm okay with. Cabbage at this point in the year, you usually get wet when you're harvesting it. Now, this isn't like the cabbage order that we picked the other day. This is not, you know, 7 bins of cabbage. This is just a little bit for us and for the smaller orders that we have. So we don't have to worry about just looking for big heads. We want to grab a variety of heads. That means some large, some small, a little bit for everybody. Usually we just cut the cabbage and put it right into the bin. But because it's just Matthew and I for now, we're making little piles throughout the field and then slowly moving the tractor up. That way we don't run over any cabbage. Just the way you gotta do it sometimes. But honestly, you might You know, it's funny because there will be times where we talk about the dangers of cutting cabbage, and it can be a little dangerous, especially when it's cold. Thankfully, it's not too cold today. But I tell you what, with the way these cabbages are soaked, if you get some cold weather, you get your hands all over these cabbage, maybe it's frozen a little bit. I mean, there have been times where we've picked cabbage below 30 degrees, below 20 degrees. It's not fun, but sometimes it has to be done, otherwise it gets left out in the field. When you're doing that, you're cutting frozen stems and stuff, your hands get tired, your hands go numb from the cold, and you could hurt yourself. That's why being careful is very, very important when you're harvesting crops. Doesn't seem like a dangerous job, you know, picking veggies. It can be dangerous. It can be very dangerous. And let me tell you something, I'm pretty good at counting, but if I lose any one of these, that ability goes way down. I've heard of farmers losing fingers over some pretty, I'd say non-essential things. And I'm not gonna be the guy who's known as having, you know, 9 fingers because he likes picking cabbage. I like picking cabbage, but I don't like picking cabbage that much. That's why when you see us picking cabbage, you'll know that at this point in the year, we're not feeling to see if the cabbage is ready to pick. Basically every cabbage is ready to pick. So we put our hand on top to control the cabbage, kind of push it to the side. Then we put our knife at the base of the stem and we just push. And that's how we pick our cabbage. Now when it's frozen, sometimes you have to put a little more mustard behind it, or strength. Mustard's pretty good. But when your cabbage looks like this, you can't really complain. It's beautiful. And that's gonna do it for the cabbage that we needed to get picked. We got an entire bin full, and I'm pretty happy with the way it looks. One thing is for sure, you can't complain about a view like that. These beans have been hit a few times. Tastes okay, a little off. It's one thing people don't think about when it comes to a freeze. They think about the plants being affected, but the vegetable or the fruit, that gets hit hard too. A little funky taste. This is the problem when you receive a frost slash freeze. It makes picking peppers darn near impossible sometimes. A frost will normally affect the top part of the plant, so the leaves will die, and then it leaves the plant exposed, it leaves the crop exposed. And then if you were to get a frost another time that settles on the pepper, it just causes the peppers to go soft. It's not a good thing. Now, if you get a freeze, it kind of just skips that first part. And the peppers are dealing with the effects of the freeze a lot sooner than they would from 2-3 frosts. So I'm just trying to find some Cubanelle peppers for an order, and I'm probably gonna have to walk this entire field just to find peppers that aren't soft. And the order isn't just for red ones. It'd be a lot easier to find just red ones because there's more of them, but I gotta find 2 full mixed baskets. Yep, see what we can do here. Soft. Well, that took a little bit longer than I would have liked it to, and I tried to find as many green ones and ones that were changing color as possible, but there's mostly red there, which is to be expected at this point in the year. It's hard as a farmer and someone who's picked a lot of veggies this year to see the crop looking like this. We could have continued picking for a very, very long time. The only issue is we live in northeast central Pennsylvania, and you can't fight that it's gonna get cold. It gets cold every single year. We deal with the same problem every single year. And yeah, every single year, it's still a bummer. We were able to find nice peppers though. These are gonna be perfect for what the order needs. Now, right after the frost and the freeze had got here, we actually came out and we picked a lot of stuff. And we did a good job of getting the fields cleaned out, but we weren't gonna be able to get it all taken care of, all of it picked. The big issue is the freeze. If it would have frosted, we could have got other people in here and got a lot more picked, but that freeze, it wasn't supposed to get as cold as it did. And when those temperatures drop down into the upper 20s, yeah, produce won't survive much at those temperatures. But anyway, we got the peppers picked, we got the cabbage picked, we're back to the farm. Once I got home with those peppers, I took them inside and I got them all set up for the girls. Matthew actually brought the boxes in himself and got the order all filled, so I don't have to worry about the order anymore. I'm working on another job that Dad asked me to get done. You will see it's looking kind of rough down in between these greenhouses, and we are on the verge of getting everything wintered. So I have to go down through here and get all this stuff mown down and looking a lot nicer. That way it's a lot easier on us winterizing the greenhouses. And that means going down through with the weed whacker and getting it all cleaned up, having it looking really nice. What we're trying to do. You see all these weeds growing into the greenhouse? We want to get all these pulled out of there. Look at that. See? That's what we want. Get them out of there. We're making some good progress. If you remember what it looked like just a few minutes ago, as opposed to right now, I think it's looking pretty good. The only thing is I do have to come through here and grab all these weeds that have grown underneath the side of the greenhouse and get them pulled out just like this. That way they don't give us any fits later on. I don't know what some of you are thinking. You know, if you just took a few minutes in the middle of the year and did this, you wouldn't have to worry about this now. We know. We need to be better with this type of stuff. It's hard when you get to the busier points of the year. Maintenance, it's one of those things that just seems to fall by the wayside. We need to be better at the maintenance. I will 110% agree with you there, but as you guys can imagine, it gets a little busy around here sometimes. That looks a lot better. It's definitely not perfect, but we got this section of greenhouse cleaned out pretty good, and I got a lot of the weeds growing into the greenhouse pulled out. So now I got one more section that I need to clear off. The only problem is I'm using these like plastic cutting edges on this thing, and they just seem to be breaking, unfortunately. So I hope we can get through this next section without having to worry about anything, but I might have to put new heads on here, which I don't have, so we might have to run to the store. Not today, tomorrow, because just getting what I can done today. We got a decent amount of it cleaned up. I'm gonna be taking a little break. The battery's getting low on this thing, so we're gonna have to charge it. I didn't think I was gonna get it all mown down completely, but it definitely looks a lot nicer. Daniel and Dad should be getting home soon. Once they got finished off at the auction, they ran over to pick up the new chickens, so I'm excited to see the new chickens. It is lunchtime here on the farm, and Grammy has prepared some turkey club sandwiches for us. That's exciting. I love turkey clubs. Just got finished with lunch, and I was thinking about what I wanted to get done before Dad got home with the chickens. And then out of nowhere, Grammy shows up and she goes, "Hey, I pulled red beets in the garden. You should probably go pick them up." And I'm like, okay, I guess I'm heading out to the garden to pick up some red beets. Here are the red beets that Grammy got picked up. She got a basket, but she also grabbed a whole bunch of red beets and just left them out here. She asked me to come out and get all the tops pulled off, and I said, no problem, Grammy, no problem. She said her hands were getting pretty cold from getting them pulled. I said, Grammy, I would have pulled them for you. I didn't even know we needed them. But anyway, that's Grammy for you. Hard-working woman. I just got all the red beets picked up and I got the tops ripped off. Now, before I had left, Grammy had mentioned to me, if you wanted to pick a few more red beets, that way I had some red beets I could do up, that would be nice. So while I'm out here, I'm gonna finish off this basket, and I'm probably gonna pull one more basket just for Grammy, because we gotta take care of Grammy. She takes care of us, we gotta take care of Grammy. Got a little bit of help out here now. Matthew showed up. We're just trying to find the larger size red beets, which is a little more difficult than you would imagine. Normally we don't have that much trouble. We plant the red beets very, very close together with our seeder, and just like every year, we come through and we periodically get them pulled out of the ground. The only problem was it was so dry this past year that they didn't grow the way they normally do. So we're having to be very selective when we go through and pick, and unfortunately a lot of the red beets are like this. So we want the bigger ones. We've got 3 baskets of red beets picked, but Dad just got home with the new batch of chickens. So we're gonna run down around back. We're gonna run these red beets through the washer. But before that, we're gonna check on these brand new chickens. I was so worried. I haven't seen you all day. Where you been?
I was at McDonald's, and then I went to
Oh,
Wendy's.
McDonald's and Wendy's. What do we got on there? Chickens?
I got the new birds.
New birds? They look beautiful. What's in the bins?
Birds.
Oh my, lots of birds.
We ran out of crates.
We just got all the chickens offloaded and into the pen. Now the thing to keep in mind about these chickens, they're about 16 to 17 weeks old. They're not gonna start laying for 3 to 4 weeks. That's perfectly fine with us. We kind of factored that in. We're just gonna try and make them as comfortable as possible. We've got all our nests in place. We've got everything fed up. And this is one of the main reasons why I wanted to move the old chickens out and bring the new ones in. We're just gonna have more egg production. It's gonna be more cost effective, and we're gonna have plenty of eggs. Crammy's probably gonna make custard. It's not gonna be good for me, but I love some custard. All the chickens are now in the pen and they seem to be settling down just fine. The other chickens have been extremely noisy. I think they know there's competition here. We do actually have a little bit of a surprise. We had someone show up who makes YouTube videos. You might have seen their channel, you might not have seen their channel, but they do something very, very similar to us. Just stop right here, put it down in the comments. Who do you think it is? Just put it down in the comments right now. It might shock you. It might shock you. Maybe not, it might not even shock you. You might have an idea already. But we're about to go pick some veggies together. Woohoo! So I mentioned I was gonna have a special guest with me. Right here, this is Jason Wish from Wishwell Farms. He's on a little bit of a trip. He was visiting Broyan's farm, which is right over the mountain, checking things out. How's the trip been?
Been excellent. So I like to do a little bit of backpacking in my off season. October's kind of the off season for me because I quit growing pumpkins 2 years ago. So, you know, for 25 years I grew pumpkins, kind of just like Broyan's and Veggie Boys. But since we stopped growing pumpkins, I use my favorite month of October to do some RV traveling and some backpacking.
Look at that.
And whenever I'm out traveling, I like to visit other fruit and vegetable growers. So I was like, I might as well swing in here and say hi to Andrew and Logan. And it's been really interesting.
Well, I'm glad you did that. So you have your own channel.
Yeah.
So what is the name of your channel so if people want to check it out?
Sure, it's Wishwell Farms Produce. It's at Wishwell Farms Produce on YouTube.
And we'll have a link in the description. Check them out. I follow them. I've been following them for a long time. I like finding people who do kind of similar things that we do. So we have Broyan's. We're very close with Broyan's, known them for a very long time. And when I finally found Jason's channel, I thought it was very interesting seeing the way that he does things. So make sure you go check out his channel. Let him know the Veggie Boy sent you. So make sure you leave comments for him that we sent you over there. But he's gonna be helping us out a little bit this afternoon. I think we're gonna be picking potatoes up off the ground, so that's funny for him. I don't know if he...
Back to harvesting. I thought I was done.
Too late, buddy. And I think we might pick some cauliflower. It all depends on what we get to today. We've had a pretty busy morning this afternoon. Not sure what we're gonna have in store back at the farm market, but we're definitely gonna be picking potatoes up off the ground. Jason's getting a few clips of the potato digger work, and I love it. I love it. When we go through with the windrower, I think it's an awesome thing to see, and he seems to be having a good time with it. These are that variety of red potatoes that we just moved on to. Now, if we have smaller potatoes, we're not upset about it because the creamers are very, very popular, but we're hoping to find some of these larger ones. More specifically like this size. This is what I'm looking for. But if we find anything a little on the smaller side like this, it's not the end of the world. We're just gonna get picking up and moving on. People love when fortunately it's dry. Is this your introduction to potatoes?
Pretty much. I grew some red potatoes on a little trial basis.
We're helping people live dreams out here. I remember ever since I was little, always raising potatoes, and we didn't have the nicest equipment. Now we have like a really nice planter that we got from a local farmer who upgraded, and then we got what he had before. 4-row. We used to have an old 2-row planter. That was terrible. And our potatoes always looked terrible and it didn't grow right. And then once we switched to the new planter and we started putting a little more work into it, it's paying off.
Yeah, this is doing a really nice job. One grower, I'm from Columbus, near Columbus, Ohio. There's a grower that grew a lot of red potatoes in that area. And she always told me she had problems with the skins getting scuffed up. I don't know if that was during the harvest or the washing process.
Red potatoes have a problem with that. And usually it's once the potato, if it's like early in the harvest, usually the skins aren't as tough.
Okay.
I mean, she would probably know more about potatoes than I would, but we kind of have to wait till the potatoes die off. In our local area, thankfully the varieties we raise, they die off just naturally, but once they die off and harden off, the skins toughen up quite a bit.
Okay.
We don't have to worry about putting them in the baskets or running them through the washer.
A bin of cabbage all the way home on it. Fall off.
Oh yeah? He was so amazing.
I'm surprised all this mud comes off in the washers.
Yeah. Before we put them in, so the mud kind of just breaks off.
Okay.
Because you see all of us, but then we have... We just got our bins of potatoes all filled. 2 full bins of red potatoes.
there wasn't much of a market.
Now, Jason, you've been with us for a few minutes. What are you thinking of this place so far? Pretty overrated, right?
It's pretty nice.
Oh, thank you.
Got some clean looking crops. Got some great help.
Yeah, well, I tell you what, we can't do nothing about it. They kind of live here. But yeah, so Jason's been helping. You just found a random broccoli?
There you go.
Free broccoli.
I'm
It's in the wrong part of the
helping
field.
at the moment because I've been filming.
He's helping. He's helping. He's given us a lot of good insight. It's nice to talk to farmers from some other areas and learn a little bit about what they're doing. We wish we could get out and visit more farms like that. That would be, for us, it'd be really, really beneficial, especially as we're all getting older and trying to learn a little bit more. But we're trying to get the cauliflower picked. We've been making good progress going out through the field. As you can see, we've picked quite a bit of cauliflower this year. The fall cauliflower grows beautifully for us. So Matt is just going through and cutting, Daniel's going through and cutting, and they're throwing it out to us. And Jason is filming for his channel a little bit.
I'm just observing.
He helped us pick potatoes. We can't ask him to do anything else. He's already done too much.
Do you remember the days of wrapping cauliflower?
Yes, I remember
Pulling it up, putting rubber bands
when I was a little kid, Dad would say we'd put like 40 rubber bands around our wrists and we'd have to walk out through the field and wrap cauliflower. It's the worst job in the world.
You gotta love these new self-wrapping varieties.
I love a self-wrapping variety.
Plants, lays all those little eggs.
We just got all our cauliflower picked. We got 96 heads on here. I don't know what that is for the year, but man, we've picked a lot of cauliflower. As long as it continues to look like that, if it looks nice, we'll be able to continue picking more. Fresh cauliflower. Oh yeah.
Where's the ranch?
We just got back to the farm. We got all the cauliflower loaded up. It's been a great day of picking. Hey, I want to thank you for being here with us. Make sure you check out his channel. He works really, really hard, and the type of stuff that he does, it's a lot of the same that we do, but it's also a little bit different. And if you guys are interested in farming, you're interested in growing your own food, or just knowing where your food comes from, he shares a lot of important information, not only for people that want to know what they're eating, but also for home gardeners. So make sure you check out his channel. Remember, link in the description. Look who we've got out here with us. You gonna pick that pumpkin up? Wow, look at this one. Look at this one. Ronnie loves his pumpkins. He's a big pumpkin picker. You like this pumpkin? Look at this one. That's a big one, right? What about this one? Slap it. Yeah. Look at that. That's a big pumpkin. Uh-oh. Whoa! So we got a big crew outside right now. We've got people from California. This is my little baby sister, Mad. I met her when she was a little baby. She's all grown up. This is her friend Aaliyah from California. We all know who Megan is. We're just out here hanging around. We got little Lily. Say hi. Hi. She is so cute. And then we got Ronnie out here. We're just having a good time. Alrighty, everybody. I have just gotten home. I had a great day of picking. I'm a little cold from the wind. But you know what? It could be worse. Now that I'm home, we got a few things going on. Because we got people over, we're doing dinner. We're gonna be getting Italian food and Mexican food. So,
Best of both
a little Italian food, a little Mexican food. Best of both worlds, in my opinion. But yeah, so that means this is where we're gonna be ending the video today. I'd like to thank everyone for watching, and I will see you next time. Bye-bye.
Bye.